All right, guys, this is, I guess, what you would call a postscript PS to the video it's audio with a bunch of pictures that I did. I'm going to put a link to that one in the description box below, in case anybody goes, I don't know what video we're talking about. It's down below. You can click that. That's the original video. But it's called Woman Gets Pulled Over for Photographing a House. And I did the audio portion of it with a bunch of pictures, not really realizing that you don't know the backstory there. You don't know what's going on. And a lot of people think it was similar to a First Amendment audit and that she was just basically told you can't record in public or you can't film in public. But I'm going to give you something that kind of explains it a little more. So if you've seen that video, this may explain it a little more, give you a little more depth into it, a little more insight as to what was going on there. I didn't realize how vague that video was. I mean, it was clear to me because I know everything, but I didn't realize that a lot of you would go, you're allowed to film in public, but there's a catch-all. Now, the penal code that I'm going to go over here is kind of vague. It's like 148A, obstructing, delaying, resisting. What I mean by that is it's kind of like, at what point are you violating this penal code? Well, it's sort of kind of up to the police to a point. I mean, the obstructing, delaying, resisting, there's a fine line to that penal code to where you can tell cops, I'm not obstructing you, I'm not delaying you, you know. So in this penal code, it's sort of, there is a fine line, but at which point have you crossed that line? It's kind of vague. And that's why in the other video, if you've watched it already, where it's just audio with pictures, that's why the deputy says you kind of get into that gray area. Okay, as he's talking about, you come back, you take pictures, you're getting into a gray area. I'm going to show you what he was talking about. Also, at the beginning, if you really listen at the very beginning, when he says those people over there that you've been causing problems with, that is your backstory. That's kind of where a lot of people may have missed that. So let me jump into it. So what happened, June 1st, there were some people that went out and, well, first of all, you know about the Antifa emails, right? Or the social media Antifa posts that all these Antifa people were posting. Hey, we're going to go to this city and burn it down. We're going to go to this city and burn it down. And nobody was going to do that. It was just a bunch of people having fun and going back to read their comments on their post. Because, I mean, very few Antifa people went and did that. Most of the people that were burning stuff and rioting and looting were just basically thieves that were rioting and looting and burning shit. Very few of them were actually Antifa. They were just a bunch of thugs in the neighborhoods that were going around busting store windows and taking shit. But this city, they took the threat seriously. And so they all went out with their guns. And some people were standing in front of a bicycle shop and the Copper Kettle Cafe to protect the city. Across the street, they had a group of youth. This is in a video I did called Ukaipa Protest Turns Violent. You can look for that on YouTube. I think it's on Google as well. But in that video portions of that video were broadcast on every local mainstream media network news station here in California. I was sitting there going, I recorded that. Every news station played my video. But that what happened, so then they crossed over, they got in this fight, and there was a brawl, and, you know, some of you have seen that video. So from that, going forward, some people created this, well, first of all, so people started calling them racists and drunks and all of that. I don't think that all of those people standing over there were racist or prejudiced or whatever. I have a kitten meowing. So, but what happened was, so they created a group called Ukaipa Strong. And that was people saying, look, we're going to stand for Ukaipa. These Antifa, I think they're misusing the word Antifa anyway. They're misapplying it. But they said these Antifa, we're going to keep them out of Yucaipa. We're going to keep them away from our town. We're going to protect our town. And some of them, not all of them, but some of them are making racial connotations and using racial epithets like the N-word. Some of them are doing that. It doesn't mean they're all like that. It doesn't mean all of Yucaipa is like that. But there are people in that sect that are doing that. There are Christians that are very good people that are trying to help people. There are Christians that go out to abortion clinics and shoot doctors. There are Black Lives Matter protesters that really want, to not be profiled by the cops when they walk down the street. And there are Black Lives Matter protesters that go out and find white people and beat the shit out of them. I mean, every group has that sect of people that just can't follow the rules. Oh, Yucaipa Strong does too, and everybody else does. But so what happened is, if you're still following me, this lady that was in that video that was talking to the cop that you heard, this is all alleged, okay? Allegedly, she was, smearing people online and saying, well, you're smearing Yucaipa Strong, I'm going to smear you. And it was a back and forth and name calling and putting people's addresses on there, calling their home. Hey, yeah, we're going to come get you. We're going to burn your house down, shit like that. Alleged, that's what's been alleged. And this lady, in the audio, she's alleged to have been one of them that's putting information online and threatening people online and harassing them through social media. And like the deputy said, they're sending them pictures to their personal social media accounts with people holding guns like, yeah, we're going to come get you, what have you, threatening. And they feel threatened. The family that she was taking pictures of, that family, they feel threatened because now people are coming out to their house now that they know where they live. They're taking pictures of their house. They're threatening them. They're saying, look, here's where they live. This is their house. This is their address. Putting it on social media. And then this lady haphazardly happens to be in front of their house taking pictures. That's where we come in. And people are going, it's legal or it's lawful to go take pictures in public. Sure it is. Sure, you can record in public. You can take pictures in public. You can go to people's homes and take pictures of their home if you're on a sidewalk or an easement. Sure, you can do that. You can get a picture of them walking through the living room. They have to shut the curtains. Sure, you can. Unless there's a connection somewhere that you are stalking, threatening, or harassing them. If they can make a connection with that, it's an enforceable penal code. So this lady just didn't haphazardly end up there to take, well, it's her first time photographing their house. Okay, if that were true, if that was just, okay, she just went out there to take pictures of the house, say, these are the people, okay, that would be one thing. But if the allegations are true and she's harassing them online and threatening them and sending her their address and whatnot all over the internet saying, go there, take pictures of her house, go there, these are where the people live, they're causing problems in our city, then there's a connection. Now it's no more just her just going out and taking pictures of the house. Now it falls under Penal Code 646. Which I said earlier is kind of vague. It's like, when do you apply 646? But the police, if they suspect Penal Code 646 is being broken, they have to follow up on it. They have to, in essence, take action. It's their job. It's what we pay them to do. And I'm not talking about the police doing it in a tyrannical manner or unlawfully. They have a suspicion that 646 is being violated. They have to investigate it. So Penal Code 646.9 defines stalking as any person who willfully, maliciously, repeatedly follows or harasses another person and who makes a credible threat with the intent to place that person in reasonable fear for his safety or her safety of his or her immediate family. That could be stalking. Now, if this person, if the allegations are true and she's been putting their address and phone number on social media, on Yucaipa Strong, for instance, I'm not in Yucaipa Strong because I got booted and blocked from that group. Why? Because I'm the guy that filmed the fight that night. That's why. And they say I harass and hate the cops here in town. When 85% of the cops see me, they go, Jimmy, what's up, man? Hey, I would shake your hand, but coronavirus. And I say, let's do the corona. All right, corona fist bump. You know, cops love me here for the most part. I mean, but I digress. So if she's doing that and putting their information online and all of that, and then just haphazardly ends up in front of their house to take pictures, that's the connection to where they can apply Penal Code 646, California Penal Code 646.9, that she is repeatedly harassing or making incredible threats, or her intent is to place them in reasonable fear of their safety or the safety of their immediate family. You see. So it's no longer just a First Amendment audit or public photography or First Amendment exercise in public. Now that's why he said in that video, I'll put the link to it below, it kind of falls into the gray area. That's what he's talking about. Now it's no longer First Amendment expression. Now it's kind of going into California Penal Code 646.9. The elements of stalking defines harassed as knowing and willful course of conduct directed at a specific person, which it is, this family. He even said, the deputy said, multiple people would come by their house and, harassing them. Directed at a specific person that serious alarms, annoys, torments, or terrorizes the person and serves no legitimate purpose. Now, and there's more to it, and I'll put a link to Penal Code 646.9 as well in the description box below. So it says that person the person following or harassing made a credible threat to encompass not only a verbal or written threat, including that performed through the use of an electronic communication device like Facebook, Twitter, but also a threat implied by a pattern of conduct like Facebook, Twitter. Oh, now I'm out at your house taking pictures. There's a connection, you see. There's a pattern of conduct. Not just she just showed up there and was going to take pictures in public. Okay, and then there's more to it. I don't want to bore you with the rest, but there's so much there. If you want to go read, click the link below. Somebody mentioned one of our First Amendment auditors. I won't name the person because everybody will blame me for pointing them out, but somebody mentioned one of our First Amendment auditors in the YouTube community of cop watching and auditing, saying, well, hey, she goes out and does that too, films people's homes and whatnot. But let's say that auditor went to the same house over and over and over and just kept recording, or was threatening them on Facebook and threatening them on Twitter and putting their address out on Twitter and saying, go there and harass these people. Yeah, go do it. And then showed up to record. Now it's no longer a First Amendment audit, but now there's a pattern of conduct. Now there's a repeated pattern of behavior that you can say you have targeted these people with no legitimate purpose. This one family or this one person. Now it's that family. That's not the mayor. It's not a city council person. It's not a police chief. It's just a private citizen, and that's wherein California Penal Code 646.9 comes into effect. I hope that helps everybody understand. If you've stayed with me for 14 minutes, God friggin' bless you. Community Leo Watch, watching Leos. That's law enforcement officers from coast to coast. And I put that video up because it's great discussion on not only the First Amendment, but when you cross that line and start going into criminal activity. Great discussion we're having here. Let's continue it, guys. Thank you very much.